What's good, friends? You all right? Very good week for book buying. I was in Princeton, as you know, and ran by a bookstore and saw these cute little books that fit in the palm of your hand. Um, but because young people are so used to looking at their phones, I suppose, this book is printed. Check it out. It's printed this way. So Ruby was very excited about that one. I got home and my wife was cleaning out some artwork that my younger son had done. Found this Father's Day card I forgot about. Come on, dude. Not bad. Uh, and I know you're saying, hey, you've got three kids. You've only talked about two of them. Yesterday, Desi, soccer game in the morning, football game in the evening. 2 goals, 2 touchdowns, 2 victories. And predictably, he comes off the soccer field at the end and he's like, I could have had three. Could have had the hat trick. Maybe some of you are like that with your own skills. I don't know. Good morning. I hope you're well. Daylight savings time is doing a number on me. I know it's just an hour, but somehow I always feel like I've woken up and the world is turned on its axis. It shouldn't be like that. One more book thing. Hey, if you don't know this guy, Hanif Abdurraqib, especially if you consider yourself a fan of not the most popular music. He's a great, great music critic. He's got an entire book on a single hip hop act from the 90s. It's called A Tribe Called Quest. Wait, the name of the book is Go Ahead in the Rain. But he also writes poetry, and when I was in Princeton, I picked this up. It's his new collection. He's got several. I love these that he does. He's got poems, several, about Nikola Tesla, several involving the ghost of Marvin Gaye. If you don't know who Marvin Gaye is, don't tell me. Please don't tell me if you don't know who Marvin Gaye is. And he's got, I think, 8 or 10 poems with this title. They're all fantastic, but the one that really arrested my attention was called Welcome to Heartbreak. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you. I'm going to read the part that I really liked. It's he's looking at a photograph of himself. He's looking at a photograph of himself, not on his phone. It's like an actual photograph in a frame on a shelf. So he picks up this photograph. I thumb the edges of the picture frame and consider the wood. What tree had to fall in order for this younger and smiling version of myself to have a home? It is the killing season again. That's the bit that stopped me. It is the killing season again. Highly recommend. My daughter loves this book. Highly recommend crayon drawings of your family. I know that might be a few years out of your experience, but we still love it. Highly recommend Hanif Abdurraqib. Enough of that. Thank you so much for the work so far on the sitcoms. Thank you for leaning into this ROAS format. I know that's clunky. I know it should spell something. That's not my fault. That's John Warner's fault. So I will tweet at him. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tweet at him and tell him that you guys are responding really well to that because he likes being tweeted at, and I am just shameless enough to have him retweet that because I suppose I need that kind of social media validation. Hey, while you're doing those ROAS responses this week. Can you go a little longer? Some of you are dropping a single sentence for each of them, and I recognize that you think, hey, I'm answering the question, and there are four different questions. One thing that happened, I mean, for some of you on the Observe, one of the questions was, who created this thing? And you would say, well, it's this person. I looked it up. And I'd just like you to think about representation, right? So if it's a show about a Korean family and people are speaking in thick Korean accents and they seem to be dropping down into some like Korean stuff, how many Korean names are in the credits? Like, maybe not just the creator, as I suggested. Maybe look at a few more. For those of you that looked at the list of sitcoms, this is, growing up, I did not see this kind of representation on network TV. And maybe it's not there still, right? It occurs to me that all of these are on Netflix. Maybe it's worth figuring out, like, in my stuff recommended for me, what are they recommending to me? What kind of representation is there in the algorithms that Amazon or Spotify or Netflix suggests to me? I'd guess it's the rare person that scrolls really, really deep. We increasingly, I'll claim it, I increasingly am trusting those algorithms. Oh, you think I would like this? Let me look into it. What kind of voices and representation shape your music choices, the films you go see, the sitcoms you watch, in my case, the people on Twitter that you're interacting with? That's one thing. The other thing, I've noticed some of you very politely were like, didn't make me laugh, right? This show is attempting to be funny, and I did not find it funny. This part seemed like it should be funny. I didn't find it funny. I would suggest for you, first of all, yeah, I can't talk you into laughing at a thing that's not funny to you. What is funny to you? Go broader, right? If upon reflection you do the ROAS and you're like, I haven't really thought about what is funny, what makes me laugh. Include something that makes you laugh then, right? A meme, a GIF, RIP Vines. It seemed like those were, I might be wrong about this. Seemed like Vines were an especially African American community inspired platform. I might be wrong about this, but what do you find funny? And what would Oluo say about that thing? I know that in GIFs, for example, there's something of a challenge with digital blackface. That's where people will, so a non-African American will use an African American person in the GIF. And sometimes there's a bit of a tension, there's a bit of a discomfort there. Like, what version of African American culture are you deploying here for a laugh? And how funny is it when you, a non-African American perhaps, do that? I've gone on too long. You are loved.